This is the story of my guinea pig cage journey. And I call it a guinea pig cage journey because I knew nothing when I got my first two guinea pigs, and I did adopt them from a local rescue. Um, and I've been very, very happy with having guinea pigs. I've loved it. But I have learned a lot in the past year. That's how long I've had some guinea pigs. And I've learned a whole lot about their habitat and what they need in order to be happy, healthy little guinea pigs. So, I'm going to tell you about the first cages that I bought and my experiences with my guinea pigs in them. I hope that my experiences will help you if you are about to embark on the journey yourself of adopting guinea pigs and keeping them happy and healthy. So, the very first cage I purchased was this lovely all-in-one cage that I found on Amazon. It came with everything you needed. A hay bin slash litter box, and it came with a food bowl, a water bottle, a little item that you put in the end of it that gave them a place to go underneath and hide. It had sort of a ramp that made it look like they'd be able to climb up it to, if you wanted to set the food bowl on the top, but they could not climb up it. That's my little, that's Abraham slash Abe. I still have him. That is Solomon slash Solly. He passed away in November. That's him again. Yes. So anyway, but what I learned was it was much too small, and they ended up fighting. So you'll see that partition there in between the two ends of that particular cage, which made it much too small for either one of them, the area that they have. But I had to keep them separated somehow so they wouldn't hurt one another, because they had fought to the point of drawing blood. So I bought this cage next. This was my first attempt to create a CNC cage. CNC, I believe, stands for coroplast and something else that is referring to the metal grid walls that you use to create the actual cage. The coroplast is the base. It's a plastic cardboard product that you can purchase sheets of it and cut it to suit your size that you need for your pen, or you can buy it pre-cut based on the number of the grids that you purchased. Now, the grids that I purchased were 12 by 12 inch squares, which was incorrect. I needed grids that were 14 by 14 inch squares. And because I purchased the 12 by 12, if you look at this photograph, you'll see that the grids are sitting on the inside of the floor base. The little edges that stand up around of that floor base are actually supposed to be on the inside of the metal grids. And for me, I had to put them on the outside. I had to squeeze the metal grids, that part of the cage, down into that flooring because I bought the wrong size grids. So I am learning the hard way here, and I am spending more money than I should ever have had to spend because I was not educated. And like I said, I did learn the hard way. So because I bought 12 by 12 inch grids, I ended up with this look here, where the floor base, like I said, was on the outside of the grids. It bulged a little bit. It was rather difficult to clean. Hay and poops, the little poopy pellets would get down in between those grids and that flooring, and it was just a bit of a nuisance. So not long after I purchased this, once again I went back to shopping. I found the proper size CNC grids at a specialty store that sells animal cage products, all kinds of them. You can buy enough grids to make any size cage you want, and they will custom cut the flooring, the Coroplast flooring for you to fit your cage, whether it's rectangular, square, L-shaped. Some of them have a little, I forget what they call it, but it's like a little, they'll have a flat type ramp that goes up to a second story at one end of the cage and make it pretty fancy. So after I bought those, and they were white, guess what? My Coroplast flooring fit down inside the cage just as it was supposed to. And so what I did was I went ahead and bought more. I bought a second table to allow me to create an L-shaped pen. I bought tables to set the pen on because I wanted it to be high enough, elevated, so that I could reach and not have to bend over to the floor. Also, I do store a lot of my supplies that I use for my piggies underneath those tables in plastic bins. So that has worked out very well. I did end up with an L-shaped cage for my guinea pigs. And when I had Solomon and Abe, as you see there was a partition. Solomon had a 2x3 section, and Abe had a 2x3 section. I just set them up so that they were L-shaped because of space in my room where I have them housed. So you're looking at that finished design, and I think it worked out wonderfully. That's the partition with Solomon to the left, Abraham to the right, and I put their hay bins right next to one another because they got along great through the grids. They just couldn't be together, and I tried several times to reintroduce them to one another, and it just never did work out. I had to keep them separated by that partition. But with each of them having a 3x3, and what I mean by that is they had their section of the cage was 2 grids by 3 grids size-wise, and that was 2 14-inch grids by 3 14-inch grids. So this cage worked out really well, and I was happy with it, and all was great. You'll see here in a second a smaller cage that is actually a large dog crate. It is one that I use when I travel. I have a home in another state, and I travel to that home several times a year, and I take my guinea pigs with me. So when I go there, instead of taking this whole setup down, packing it up and hauling it along, at that time I was using a dog crate, a large dog crate, and partitioning it off so that one piggy was on one side and one piggy was on the other. And that's what you'll see here in a quick minute. That's it, and just a couple pictures of it. It worked out fairly well for them also, and there we're back to the full-size pen. Solomon, my white piggy, passed away in November. He developed health problems in October, and pretty serious ones, several. Ended up passing away in November. So Abraham had that entire pen to himself. Over Christmas, I decided to cheer us all up, and I decorated. And that's just a view of that large pen for one guinea pig, very well decorated. to celebrate the Christmas holidays. I think I enjoyed it, and I felt like if I could keep my frame of mind positive and happy, even though I missed Solomon immensely, and I'm pretty sure Abe did too, it would help him. Next we have a picture of the next guinea pig I adopted. This is Joey, adopted January 3rd of 2025. He is a little over 4.5 years old, just like Abraham, my dark piggy, and he has been a joy. So when I brought him home, he met Abraham, and I kept them separated with a partition in the pen for about a week, maybe a little over, and then I slowly started introducing them. I know a lot of people say that's not how you're supposed to do it, but it's what I did, and they ended up bonding. I don't know that they've ever had a love affair, but but they do all right together. That's a picture of them with the partition in the pen. Once again, they each had a 3x3 section of the CNC cage, and they did quite well with the partition there. And when I finally decided to allow them to get up close and personal, it was successful, and I took that partition out, so they live in the pen with all the space. There were a couple times where I first took the partition out, then I had to put it back, and then I took it out. But that partition, there's a little section of the one CNC grid that swings open, and you can actually open it up like a little door. And I did that first to see how they would do with being able to get to each other's sides of the pen, and took a little adjustment, a few attempts, but finally they decided they were going to get along and live together in peace, and I was thrilled. So this next photograph coming up is just a photograph of that pen as the partitioned off 3x3 and 3x3 L-shaped section. That is Joey and Abe once they decided to be buddies. And here they are eating out of a little foraging type tray that had different types of treats and that sort of thing. And there's the L-shaped pen. Once the partition was removed, they have full run of the whole thing. Just a few more views of that, and it's been wonderful. And that's a view from the other end of the cage. So next picture you're going to see, this is my third guinea pig. This little gentleman is named Sammy, and I brought him home about 3 weeks ago. And before I did that, I knew I was going to be bringing him home, so I added another foot of, it is about a foot. It's another bit of extension to the short L-shaped end of the pen to give it just a little more space. I did have to partition off for a while and keep him separate from the other two. He's a cute little guinea pig. He's a real sweet boy. And this is a photograph of now when I go home to West Virginia. I use a playpen of sort that actually I believe is meant to be used for dogs. I bought it from Amazon also, and it is not quite as large as the pen that I have for them at home, but it's pretty large, and it gives them plenty of space. And I did successfully bond all 3 guinea pigs, and they are male. That is not unheard of, but I hear it's not the easiest thing to accomplish, and I don't think it was me. I think it was the guinea pigs, and they do spat every now and then, but generally speaking, they do just fine. And the 3 of them live together now. That's their pen and cage as it is set up at the moment. It is 6 CNC grids, each 14 by 14 inch lengthwise, and I should say 5.5. There's a little bit of overlap right there that you can see in the back, but it's basically almost 6 CNC grids by 3 at the distant end, and 6 by 2 at this upper end. The L shape down here has the 2.5 to 3 grids in it, so it's bigger. And I did that because the more guinea pigs you have, the more space they need in order to keep from fighting. Now these 3 will spat at times, but never to the point of drawing blood. They do live in their very large cage quite happily most of the time. I try to have 3 of everything that they like individually. In other words, they're Heidi's. I always have 3 Heidi's. Right now I have 3 of the same color and type Heidi in there for them. I don't always do that, but I have 2 hay bins. One is larger, that I bought from the Pig Room, which is another YouTube channel, and he sells products for guinea pigs and rabbits. And one is a smaller, just a plastic container that I bought and cut an end out of it so they could get in and out of it easily, and I use the 2 of them. That keeps them from fighting over hay. I also have 3 pellet bowls for their food, their pellets. I have 2 water bottles and 1 bowl of water, and the newest piggy, Mr. Sammy, he does drink out of the bowl. The other 2 don't so much. They use the water bottles. And what else? I have a couple of, they're actually meant to be coffee mugs. They look like little guinea pigs, but I use them for hay. I put hay in it. It sticks up out of the top. I think it's cute as all get out. Looks like they have crazy hair, and my guinea pigs love it. They go over, and as soon as I fill those with hay, they're after it. And I try to put different type of hay in them than I put in the hay bins, and they use the hay bins for litter box as well, so I have to clean that a couple times a day. But the point of my guinea pig cage journey is to let you know that it was a journey for me. I would hope that by watching this and listening to my story, you would learn that it is quite necessary to have a large pen for your guinea pigs. They will fight if they don't have enough space and can't get away from each other a little bit. Each have their own Heidi. Have several pellet bowls in there so they can deal with their food and get what they want without having to fight over the bowl. All of that is very important, and if this helps you, I'm very happy, and I hope that you've enjoyed it. And I apologize for the way I talk. I know I'm not the most fluent person in the world, but I'm not a public speaker. I'm just a person who loves guinea pigs and wants to share what I've learned with other people. So, thank you for watching. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. That would be very encouraging to me. I appreciate it. God bless you, and have a wonderful day.